the worst moment of my life, I think. Obviously I got suspended
Yeah.
um for fighting
Yeah.
in school. That girl, she was saying that I was touching her and all that. So then I got called out of like 4 lunch periods, and it was just them trying to figure out a camera.
Welcome to our podcast.
This is a space we've created with love, a place where real people can share their healing journeys without fear or shame. Through honest conversation and deep connection, we hope to reveal that no story is too messy or too far gone for God's grace. We're passionate about exposing cultural blind spots, sharing truth with compassion, and glorifying God as the ultimate healer. His love on the cross conquered all, and that changes everything.
All right, guys. Thanks again for being here. New setup and a new guest. Perfect person to introduce this space to you guys. And yeah, I am excited. It is the most amazing person actually I ever met. Not really. Before Hannah, after my mom, and anyways.
Okay, you get the point. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. Love him like crazy and a half, 0.5. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this conversation leads. We just came up with the plan to do this quickly out of nowhere, and he agreed. So amazing. Let's again see where we go.
So we're excited to introduce to you Matthew, my bonus son and Juan's oldest. I've had the privilege of knowing Matthew for a little over 2 years. This month, actually, was the month that I met him, same month as I started dating Juan. And I'm excited to learn to know him maybe a little better today. Through the questions we're going to ask him. We're going to have some random pop questions with really no context, just like learn to know Matthew questions. But at the moment, we're going to turn it over to him to introduce himself to you.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm my dad's oldest son. I'm 16. Yeah, I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak on here, and I hope you can learn a lot of new things about me, and I hope they can learn more things about me too.
And I'm pretty curious about the whole, not the whole, but about school and just a little bit of where you Gen Z people are at in this nowadays, and go from there.
And I'm just curious about Matthew, because Matthew is a delightful person. In the little just 2 years that I've known him, I never can quite get to spend enough time with him because he doesn't live at our house full time. So yeah, this is pretty cool to get to have him on here.
I did spend a lot of time with him.
You did?
Yeah, as he was growing up, and we did a lot of fun stuff. It was really fun.
I'm just catching up.
Yeah, but let's get into it. Do you have some questions, I guess, for him?
So I have a whole bunch. I'm just going to grab one randomly and pop it at you.
That's fine.
And we're going to start with, how would your friends describe you in 3 words?
I think it depends on which group you're talking about, because there's multiple different people I'm around. But I think outgoing would be one, honest, and energetic. Those are the main 3 I think people would describe me as.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them is because of me. I just want to give props to myself.
Which
well,
one?
I always told him, like, don't tell lies, because basically when you tell a lie, you now have to make up for whatever you did wrong and for the lie that you also did, which is also wrong. It's better to just, no matter what the consequences are, just to face the consequences and tell the truth. So
Can I pop a question at you?
go, sure.
How would you describe Matthew in 3 words?
Amazing. I think you have pointed this quite a bit, and I've seen it more and more as you pointed it, but like I'll say like bold as in a leadership way, like guiding people or his the little ones around him.
It's very influential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say energetic also when he wants to be. And just very calm and chill and just nice,
I got that from you.
perhaps.
Calm, chill, nice. You just described yourself in 3 words.
Yeah.
How would you describe me in 3 words?
Oh, that's fun. Well, influential is like the first word that I think of. I see so many leadership qualities in you. And I'm not sure if I have just one word for this, but you're very, like what you see is what you get.
Yeah,
At least,
yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, I mean, I know that you have different friends groups and, you don't always maybe, relate exactly the same.
Yeah.
But I don't sense that, like you're concerned about hiding who you were created to be. Like I see you like pushing into that and like looking forward to the future and developing skills that are going to get you places. And so I suppose motivated would be my third word for you.
Yeah, that's good.
And I especially see that growing as you grow and like with you. Actually, this would introduce the topic of school a little bit.
Yeah.
What kind of school are you going to this year?
I'm going to an early college program run by, that's cooperating with my high school.
Yeah, so you're technically enrolled in your high school, but
I'm
you're
still
not actually
a high school student, but I'm also in pretty much a freshman in college as well.
Yeah, and you can keep the name out of it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. By the way, now that I had this break here, it made it a little awkward. The reason I have this is because on the last podcast we had, some of the mics were acting up a little bit, so now I can hear all 3 of us. Make sure that the audio is good, and just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead. Next question. Sorry.
So am I correct that when you complete 2 years, when you're through high school, you will have completed 2 years of college?
Yeah,
Yes.
which would be my associate's degree.
Yeah, fantastic. So what's your dreams beyond then? Like, are you thinking to go to a bigger college somewhere or?
Yeah, I'm thinking of going to a college and hopefully whatever I go, I can figure out what I want to go to college for to then become that in the future.
Yeah. So what are you thinking as far as degrees at this point? Do you have kind of a jumble of options in your head or still kind of foggy about what direction exactly you're going to head?
I think I want to do as much schooling as possible until what's necessary. I don't want to go above and beyond, but I also don't want to do the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I wish I had that program. Like, have two. You're saving money by not having to pay for college
And time.
And time, yeah, because you're gonna end up with 2 years at the end of high school. That's really, really good.
Do you have a specific degree that you're thinking to pursue, like a certain field?
I'm not sure about that yet, but I'm pretty sure by this year or next year I'll figure that out.
Yeah. Are you still into forensic science?
Yeah, I'm still into it, but I'm not. It's like shifting all over the place.
Yeah.
To know.
Between forensic science and what is it, massage therapy potentially?
Yeah, just a bunch of different things
Physical
that
therapy.
I
Physical
enjoy.
therapy. Yeah.
That I
That's
enjoy.
awesome.
Question I have for you. So, as a child, or what is your earliest memory you have from being a child? Please don't say it was me hitting you, cause
No.
just kidding. No, but yeah, I think I remember I was probably like 4 years old when my first memory, and it wasn't necessarily something great.
Mhm.
I was
Neither is mine.
well, I think it was something with like in Dominican Republic, something with a lot of insects all over the place. But it might have been a dream. I don't know. All that to say, yeah. What do you think is the earliest memory, year, and event you remember?
I think the earliest memory I had was probably, I still have no clue if this was a dream, but I remember that I was walking into an elevator and I pressed the button and then someone took me out one of you or my mom took me out the elevator, and I was very young.
I think that is a real story.
Real thing? Yeah.
You were going off to the wazoo.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if it was my mom or you. One of you were saying that I really loved buttons when I was a bit young.
Yeah.
So. I
Yeah,
think that. I think it might
Elevators
be.
have buttons.
Yeah, I think it might. I think it might be true.
Matthew always had the little finger like this. Actually, even on the ultrasound, there's pictures of like, and he was always like pointing and touching and yeah, but which is funny because something that one of my cousins knows me for. She would always say that. Anyways, I was always pushing stuff.
Like father,
But
like son.
yeah, it was actually I think for one of your checkups we went to one of the clinics or whatever, and you ran into the elevator.
Yeah, I remember it was like a parking lot. I think.
Yeah.
So,
At
oh
the
wow,
yeah.
I think I did. So I think it was real.
Yeah.
How would you find a kid in an elevator if you had no clue what floor they were on? You gotta
Yeah.
keep bypassing each other.
It was like literally at 2 floors only. I think it was. So we didn't panic, but I think the door opened before he went. Anyways, so from that childhood memory and up, I remember sadly you became a child of a separate home at a very early age. What was it like to be you from such a young age? Separate parents, because yeah, we did separated when you were very very young. Pretty much around that time that you remember that.
hmm I think it's like the same feeling as like leading up to now. I don't think it bothers me that you guys aren't together, obviously.
Mhm.
But I think the main thing that was my main problem and struggle with not being able to, with you guys not being together, would be wanting to do everything at the same time. So if you would have something, but then there would be something at my mom's, I'd miss one of the things. One wanting to go to both of them, and I think the main part was missing out of one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
When people would tell me like, "Oh, you should have been here, and it would have been nice," or telling me how it went, and then I would just
Yeah.
become But I think that was the main problem. But I don't think it was really, oh, my parents aren't together. That's sucks. But no, the main problem was just
Yeah.
fearing of like missing out on stuff.
Right. So I guess you develop FOMO
Yeah.
at an early age, but I think yeah, you feel it wasn't as hard for you as it could be for other children because your mom and I were always there.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever appointment or event or school, everything.
I would be interested in hearing you retell the tale of when once upon a time you did not wish to go with father.
Oh,
How old
yeah.
were you?
I don't even know how old I was, but I remember one day I was with my mom. It was pretty late at night. I'm remembering it was dark outside, and my mom was saying, "Oh, you have to go with your dad," but I didn't want to go with you. I don't know why. And I'm pretty sure that you had to end up like dragging me out the door almost. I don't know if you remember that. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know where you're getting with this one, but no, I don't think I drag. I know I had to get you.
Not drag me out the door,
yeah.
but almost force me because I didn't
Yeah.
want to go. But
Your mom was very jealous of you, so she wouldn't let me drag you. So, which I wouldn't drag you either. But yeah,
yeah, no, you wouldn't. You never really. Well,
yeah. Finish that story. And then,
yeah, and then I went in the car. I remember we got to my grandma's house, and my dad first thing he was just like, "Oh, come with me," and we walked to the basement. He told me to take off your shoe, and yeah, it was something I never forgot. Since now.
Was that your first spanking or like your only
I think
spanking
that's the
ever?
only time I remember my dad ever like spanking me.
I hit you one more time, which I'm not proud of this one because it actually got my eyes pretty teary. We were at this restaurant. It's Boston, something Boston.
Texas Roadhouse?
No, Boston. Anyways, I can remember, but anyways, we were there, and I'm like, Mateo, focus, eat. You were very young, and
I don't remember
you were
this
kept
one.
doing all the things, and I'm like, this kid, and I just went like, boom, right in the forehead.
Like a snap.
In the forehead, yeah. And,
That hurt
and
probably.
you just like when you just push.
Matthew's feeling the pain now.
Yeah, it did hurt, but at the same time, you just like went down like this and started crying, like put your without yelling, just full of tears. And I just like felt so bad instantly because I'm like, man, that was unnecessary. But I was just upset because I'm like, anyways, it was a fight to get this kid to eat back in the days. Now he eats like for 3 people, but.
Except that yesterday he forgot to eat
yesterday I
until
forgot
I,
to eat.
until I made him.
He was saying it was because of the coffee that you got him. So.
Okay.
Um,
But going back to this subject, this is something that has always amazed me about you guys' relationship, because growing up in the culture in which I was raised, you had to spank the kids. If you didn't spank the kids, you were a bad parent.
Mhm.
And children grew up thinking that spanking equals love, like pain equals love, and also like parents didn't carry any remorse for that at all. And then to hear you talk about spanking him and like feeling so horrible about it, to the point of even tears from snapping his forehead. I mean, we got mega pinches in church for those smallest wiggles. And yet everything that I was told about how someone would turn out if they weren't spanked has been completely debunked by you, because I see Matthew here, like very respectful young man with a brilliant future ahead of him. And he's everything that my culture told me he wouldn't be if he didn't get spanked routinely. And so I love to have this example here of healthy parenting.
Right.
It wasn't only just my dad, because my dad would also tell me what's right and what's wrong, obviously, and my mom would also think I got spanked from my mom way more than my dad. But it's not like anything like
That's what polished off the corners.
Yeah, it was more
kidding.
just like me knowing I did something bad, and then she would obviously punish me. But it was never, none of my parents ever really
abuse you or
not abuse me, but like unnecessarily hit me.
Yeah,
like it was
right.
it was always for a reason.
Right, exactly.
That's really cool that you know that.
And he didn't finish his story, but like when I went to the basement, I grabbed the sandals and I think I hit him like 3 times, and I said like to not, because he had done it a few times, like, oh, they didn't want to go with me.
So you're like counting up, like this time, and this time. You didn't want to go with me, so like 3 smacks.
Yeah. No, he just did it quite a few times, and I was like, oh, I gotta let him know that this is enough. Like hiding into his mom's arms and like, no, I don't want to go, whatever, making an excuse. And I was like, nope, not anymore. But yeah, I told him like, you are not saying, I forget. I think you are not saying no anymore, or I forget what I said.
Did I still do it?
Yeah, you still did it quite a few times. You know, this podcast could be actually very, very long if I start talking about memories and things about Mateo.
Or you could just do different. Like,
yeah, we'll do different episodes. But one thing around that time too, I think you were like 4. This has always amazed me, but you were like 4, and I remember it was foggy in our car, pretty old car I had, me and you. And we got to the place we were going, and Matthew had the car seat right against the window, and I forget what I probably was bringing something inside the house, and I let you outside, and when I went to get you out, his name was on the window
backwards.
With the fog, but the thing is that you can read it from outside, so he wrote his name inside on the
like in mirror image.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my word, it's crazy.
Genius.
Yeah, so much. But yeah, spanking, I don't think it's necessary. Well, Matthew was a very nice kid too to begin with, but even
I might have been a nice kid too if I didn't get spanked.
Yeah, I don't see it like, yeah. Anyways, we can go on forever, but I didn't. Even when he did something wrong,
We'll save this for the episode on spanking.
Right. So yeah, little after that, you started going to school, elementary, first grade. How was that? Do you have any memories of like going to school without? I mean, just having to stay. I guess before that you did some pre-K, yeah,
and kindergarten. I had a pretty good school. I think elementary school is probably the one I remember the least, but was one of the best probably.
Yeah.
But that's where I met like a lot of my friends till now. Some of my friends till now. my friend Ethan, I met in second grade. I've known him for like
Long time.
almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
And we're still like talking. Like we still have conversations every
Yeah.
day.
Which
That's
is
so
amazing.
awesome.
We still have things to talk about till now.
Right. 10 years later.
Second, third grade, one of those. And then obviously going through elementary schools with my cousin Axel
Yeah.
was all the time, usually with me. I would always be in the class with, all my friends would be in one class and I'd always be in the other.
Yeah.
I remember that. My friend, I also met my friend Parker in third grade, which I don't speak to as much as Ethan, but I still have a good relationship with them.
Yeah. With her.
Yeah.
Which
With her, yeah, I have a good relationship with her.
is that her last name? I think Parker. I forget. Or you
No,
guys?
it's a nickname.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys use that.
Since, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think those were probably some of the only friends I still have till now.
Yeah. The rest were middle school. Yeah.
I remember my favorite thing I probably did in elementary school was the Lion King play.
Oh yeah, that was good. This kid can sing, by the way. Very, very nice.
Do you think I can make him sing? No, but he can sing.
Yeah.
And play the violin, which I was thrilled to have a bonus son with musical skills, but I have not been able to pull them out of him. One of these days.
One day.
Yeah.
One day when music becomes cool again.
I'm the only one in the family that doesn't have a musician ear. They can hear things sounds that I cannot hear. But yeah. Anyways, it was really nice. He was playing Simba, and anyways, let me not get into it because it gets me emotional. It was really sweet to see him
I
up
want
there.
to hear about it now. You started.
I think I showed you a picture, didn't I? When they had like a little cardboard mask and dress.
And the makeup we had to put on for the face, Axel helped me put that on, and the outfit too.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. What song did you have to sing?
Hakuna Matata, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The final one, I'd have no clue what it's called, but
Yeah.
The Circle of Life. That one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That must have
and
been so stinking cute.
It was nice. Yeah.
I remember when we were auditioning, they had me, for the girls who were auditioning, they had me stay in the room and do the Simba dialogue. It was, I went, and then I went out the room, and then they said, can you stay to do more dialogue with the people? And that's what I did. And then, after the play, they still have where my sister goes now, the same elementary school, they still have the cardboard of the mask, I'm pretty sure, on the wall.
Huh. I think you said your name is somewhere there too. One of those.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
I think
But
a
they do have
trophy.
the mask I wore for.
Okay.
It was very nice.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good memories.
5th grade was COVID, so it wasn't. I don't have that much memories from it. It was, I think, around like 3/4 of the year. It was normal. It was a pretty good year, and then COVID hit, so it was more like I went straight to virtual. And that was pretty much the end of my elementary school. We did our graduation, the driving. It was a driving graduation, or we had to drive around the school saying bye to our teachers. We couldn't give them a hug or anything.
It was the most weird thing ever. From day one, I was just... Anyways, this is another story for another time, the whole COVID thing, but it was really disturbing to see kids wearing masks all the time. And a little secret I'll get you guys all into. I probably wore a mask about 5 times.
The whole time COVID was around.
Yeah, 5 times. Because to me, it was just the stupidest thing, too.
Did you ever get a COVID test?
I never got my...
That was terrible.
Oh, I'm so happy I never did, actually. But you had it, like 2 times?
Way more than 2 times. I had it,
Sorry.
I flew a lot over that time, and so, yeah, I probably am, internally damaged in my nose somewhere.
My family we were buying boxes and boxes of the test.
Mm.
So every time someone was started coughing or sneezing, they would grab the Q-tip, not the Q-tip, but the specific one. They'd grab the box, take it out, put the Q-tip. It was terrible.
Pretty much up to your brain.
I think I took way more than 2 or 3 tests. I probably took 5.
Like your mom
Or-
would do it for you and then send it out, or how?
No, it was a I think it was a chemical. So you would grab the thing, you would put it in your nose, and then you dip it in water with some sort of chemical, and it was positive or negative.
Why didn't I start selling those things? I could have made
No,
a Q-tip that changed color.
Yeah.
Immediately we had my mom worked at the hospital. I forgot if she was paying for it or they were giving it to her, but we had like 4 boxes once just of all test.
I forgot your mom worked at the hospital. That probably added an extra level of seriousness to
Yeah,
it
she
because
still
she could have
does.
lost her job.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
she
were-
was very.
They require them to.
When I got COVID, I was in my room with a mask on.
Wow.
It was funny.
In your room with a mask on.
Yeah, and like no offense to my mom, obviously, but
Yeah.
she was gonna make me sleep with a mask on.
Yeah.
And I told her I was like, I'm not sleeping with the mask on. So my sister went to sleep with my mom and my stepdad, and then I obviously took the mask off.
Yeah, because you and your sister share a room.
Yeah,
so,
I think
yeah.
regardless, I would have taken the mask off because it was impossible to breathe with a
Yeah.
congested nose. And
I'm telling you, it was. Anyways, again, no offense to his mom, like he said, but yeah, that when fear really does something to the human brain.
I did get like food delivered to my room though, so that was nice.
I remember we flew the year after to Washington State, and Matthew figured out that if you're eating, they allow you to take the mask off. So, and if you're not eating, they walk. You have to put it up, sir. You have to, or the children, whatever. And Matthew's like, well, I'm just gonna. He had an eternal chips. And a drink.
Every time they'd start, I'd see them walking by, I'd put a chip in my mouth and start chewing. And then every time they would start coming back or something, I'd put another chip in my mouth. So I had my mask off like the whole flight.
Yeah. Oh man, it was disturbing.
It's clever.
But it wasn't me they came up with the idea. It was one of my dad's coworkers at the time. He was like, if you put a chip in your mouth at the time, then you could just always stay.
You can't get COVID when you're chewing.
Yeah, right. It's weird, but it was ignorant. Like a lot of it was just didn't make sense. But so you said you were at COVID. We don't have to get too much into that because that was quite an experience.
But into middle school,
Yeah.
First year of middle school was just pure online. Had no social, and it was my first year of middle school, so it
was hard.
I had friends, but like online friends almost.
Virtual
The people that
friends
were in my
almost.
class. I remember we used to stay we'd had a homeroom meeting. It was like 30 minutes long. All of us would go in the call, and we'd play an online game. When the teacher left, we'd all stay in the call and like play an online game. That was fun.
Yeah.
It was like probably 9 or 10 of us at a time. We would just all stay in the call and play the game. It was fun.
Sounds
But
fun.
it was sixth grade was really hard because I had almost no social.
Yeah.
Like I barely socialized with anyone besides Axel and Ethan and Parker probably.
Yeah.
And then
A
was-
lot of Fortnite around that time.
yeah, a lot a lot of video games.
Everybody did Fortnite. I actually did, and that was the time I was just getting into so many other things. But
I think we played one time. That was fun.
yeah, maybe one time.
And then the last couple months, the last probably 3-4 months of sixth grade we would go in on Mondays and Thursdays. And the Mondays it'd be like normal classes like English, math, and science. And then on Thursdays we'd go in for our selected art. So some people would go in for theater, singing, art, and I did instrumental, obviously. And we'd stay there all day in that room. And then every couple hours, we'd go outside for 10 minutes, and they call it a mask break. So we took our masks off. We'd all stay 6 feet apart. I couldn't even go next to Axel. I couldn't even go next to Axel normally.
In school, but then
Yeah.
at home, yeah.
No, when we were outside without the mask,
Yeah.
they'd be like, no. I'd try to go next to Axel, and they'd be like,
They actually policed that. Made sure.
yeah.
you
The teacher was like,
stayed
oh
6
no, you
feet
guys have to stay not exactly 6 feet, but far enough that it looks.
It just did not make sense. Humans were created for relationships. When you start trying to separate them, it's like, well, might as well not be alive. Like, extinguish the human race. Like, what's the point?
That's what they were trying not to do.
Yeah, but like, okay, what? Don't socialize. Don't be together. It's like, okay, anyway.
I think my worst year of all time in school was 8th grade, and that was because at that time I was beginning to try to fit in to everything. So, obviously I got suspended
Yeah.
um for fighting
Yeah.
in school.
I did not know that at 8th grade.
Well,
Um,
it was a kid I think that hit you, and then you.
Yeah.
Which
hit
you
him
would have
back.
been 14.
No, 13, 12, 13, around there.
So shortly
14.
before I met you.
Yeah, 12 to 14. But yeah, that was.
That's actually hard for me to imagine.
Mhm.
I
And
mean,
then-
because of the young man you are today.
but I also had like detention and stuff for that year because some girl, she really didn't like me. I don't know why. And she was spreading lies about me, saying like I was throwing a ball. I'll admit I was throwing the ball in my class with my friend, but she was saying that the ball hit her a couple times. Nobody cared or anything. So then there I had like a day of detention, and my mom was talking to the dean, of course. And that same girl later in the year, one of my friends posted something on Snapchat, and then I reposted it, but I didn't say anything. All I did was just put laughing emojis, and I reposted it. And then the dean comes up to me, and then he's like, my friend, in the thing he said the N-word. And then the dean himself, he was like, oh, you can't be saying this word. And I told him, I was like, it wasn't me. So then he ended up calling me, and then, not calling me, but he said it directly to me. He was like, oh, you can't be saying that if you're not a,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so,
N-word.
yeah. And then, but obviously there's nothing to do against the girl
Yeah.
because she was homosexual, and it was like that was when they started like getting popular in school.
Yeah.
So she
had
would
more
just spread
support. Yeah.
yeah, and she would spread lies about me that obviously I can't defend. Like she said I was doing things to her, like saying things, touching her, and none of that ever happened. But
wait, she was
course.
homosexual.
yeah,
I think
a
she
little-
might have been more like bisexual, because I
Yeah.
think that she was doing all these things to call Matthew's attention, and Matthew obviously
But, yeah, and
wasn't
then
interested, so she was just, you know how, yeah.
At
She
the
must have had
time-
some sort of influence to be able to get you in trouble.
yeah, I don't know why, but
Yeah.
at the time I had a girlfriend at the time in 8th grade, and then I was with her, but then that girl, she was saying that I was touching her and all that. So then I got called out of like 4 lunch periods, and it was just them trying to figure out a camera, like where I did it, when I did it, why I did it. And I would tell them I didn't do anything. My mom, she also knew. She was like, I know my son wouldn't do anything like that. But obviously no one believed me. And then after that, it was just nothing. They just dismissed the whole situation, and I didn't get an apology from the dean, the principal, the security, or whatever they were.
You didn't get an apology.
I didn't get an apology from them. I didn't get an apology from her.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, I remember Axel, I think he said that she posted something, that it was all a joke, I just didn't really care, or something, me and him just don't get along.
That's sick.
And I don't know what her problem was, but
Again, she was really interested in you and was.
I don't even think
some
it was that. I
some
just think
peop-
she had something against me. But
I think some young girls or guys too, like mostly girls, they call attention by well, I guess she went a little far, so maybe she did actually not like you at all.
Sounds like a drama lover.
Yeah.
But throughout all that, I did actually meet some of the friends I'm still with now.
The newer
Like
friends.
the newer friends from middle
Yeah.
school, which would be like my friend Jaden, who we call Josh. I still don't know why we call him Josh, but and then my friend another Ethan.
It's so annoying. He has like
4 friends that are named Ethan.
Oh man.
And the one last year too, this year that goes to my school, his name's Ethan.
No.
But yeah, I met them. I met my friend Kylene. who now lives far away. My friend Jalen, all of them, we're still friends to this day. We have our group chat, all that.
Yeah.
They were like people who actually, they weren't bad influences. They were always energetic people, nice people, honest. And my friend Emmanuel too. That's where I met him there, at 7th or 8th grade. But yeah, those were where I met my main friends now that I still talk to.
Which I remember you said you did not like the school much because
I didn't like the school
yeah.
just because of the teachers, but I did like the people, some of the people in there.
Can't say that I blame you for not liking the school after kind of having gone through all that
Yeah.
stuff and never having it resolved.
There wasn't really ever something that I looked up for in that school because I had COVID going on that grade. 7th grade was half the year just wearing masks at school.
Mm-hmm.
And then 8th grade was when the girl was just the whole year, like, on, yeah.
And I think you said it's also it was what it was becoming too popular and too comfortable and too supportive.
Of
The whole
LGBTQ.
yeah, the whole
I have nothing
Yeah.
against some people that are in it, but it's just they not trying to push it on me to me, but like
it's everywhere.
acting like they have
right.
power just because they are.
Right.
That's what bothers me.
Yeah, exactly. And you said there's like a club in
Yeah,
school.
there was a club and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't really care that there was. It was just some of the people that were in that community were very, very mean just because of their.
Yeah, I think I could sense that you just didn't enjoy the environment and
Yeah, I
and
didn't.
and honestly, it's just you're not an angel or anything like that. And what I'm saying by that is like where there's that such influence of something that's like so ungodly perhaps is what I'm saying. It's just everything else gets kind of like corrupted, somehow some way it just doesn't flow, I guess, or doesn't function properly or right or because you live in a life, now you're like trying to be nice to a or which you can be nice, but I'm saying like you have to do all these things that they get into and call me this name and no, let's
It
just do
puts
life.
there were
pressure
so
on
many.
everybody.
There were a lot of preferred names, and they would get mad if you. There were people that would switch it more than once. It was just like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
It just got to a point where I did not care. I was just
Yeah.
calling them by the first name they asked me to. But yeah, that middle school, it wasn't for the most part it wasn't bad. Just 8th grade was probably the year I was most disappointed in myself and my parents. Obviously they were proud of me, but that was probably the year they were very disappointed just because of everything that happened. Like,
Just a bad year.
yeah, I understand the suspension, detention, all those things, but obviously they weren't mad at me when the girl was doing all that because none of that's just.
Yeah.
Or if you live above reproach, the people that know you,
It's just
they
dumb.
don't- yeah.
It's just dumb stuff that she was. I don't know what she was going through at the time or something, but
yeah.
Yeah, and even at that time, I didn't feel like, oh, I'm gonna hit him so he can do better or anything. Like, I feel like when a kid is doing something bad and then you on top of it hit them, like now you kind of involve anger or the whole what's it called, shame of being hit, like taking some of their personhood or whatever by, I'm more powerful than you here, boom, boom, boom. And now it's just like you're dealing with kind of like more anger or I feel like if a child behave good after being spanked, it could be mostly fake. Like it's not genuine from their heart. Like
More of a trauma response than anything.
like, oh, I got hit, now I'm gonna be nice. Like, I don't think that makes sense.
Oh, we're glad you got through that.
Yeah.
You probably have a question or
Then for high school has been normal. 9th grade was just I didn't really like the school, so I left it. That's the year I left and went to public school.
I met you when you were in ninth grade.
When I was in 9th grade, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you went to one of my performances when I
Yes.
cut all my hair.
Yes.
When I haven't cut my hair since 9th grade year, which
Yeah.
is And then-
which why it's another reason why I wanted to have him like now.
now because
Yeah.
before I cut it.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
But Yeah, and then sophomore year it was good. I felt like I fit in a lot in public school. It was very that's where I met a lot of the friends I have too. It was very I felt more open to the community because it was like just a bunch of kids living in the city we were in, just public school, a gym class, just making friends with whatever people in whatever classes, and I felt like I fit in there more than any charter school.
And you dropped music going into
To the
10th
public
grade?
school,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
going to public school. Mm.
So last year,
Mm.
that was, yeah, it was a good year till around January where, obviously, like my friend passed away and it was,
Yes.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
That's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us how that happened? Matthew mentioned his friend Emmanuel that he would have met in middle school. And I actually had the privilege of seeing Emmanuel play, or hearing Emmanuel more than seeing him play piano at your performance that
Yeah.
you mentioned. Just, yeah, an incredible musician. So, yeah, tell us a little more about
An
that.
incredible person too. Yeah, very.
Nice person. He was always looking out for people. He would just make sure you're okay. He would be. He's very, very funny. Whatever. If someone would ask, like, "Oh, would you like to? You want to play something?" He'd be like, "Yeah, that's fine. Let's play." Yeah, I remember we played a couple times, and we would all go on the group call sometimes, just talk about random dumb stuff. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I texted him like 1 or 2 days before, and I was like, I don't know what got into my head or something, but I was just like, "Oh, I love you, bro," and I forgot what the
Aw.
conversation was, but
Was that
and
the
I told him
last
I was like,
text?
yeah, I told him I was like, I'm proud of you too, for something. I can probably figure it out later, but and then after that, I think it was 2 days after that message, the day before they were on the phone. I didn't join the call because obviously I was asleep, and I'm not allowed to. I wasn't allowed. My mom wouldn't allow me to stay that late on the phone. They were on the phone. It was the one day, and then he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow," based off what I heard. And the next day, I got an email while I was playing something with one of my friends. I got an email, and it was told me that from my old school, I got an email from them, and it was saying that, oh yeah, he passed away this morning.
That was how you found out from a random
Yeah,
email.
actually,
Wow.
I well at first I was just on the PlayStation. I had nothing to worry about, and then I had a text from one of my friends, and they were like, "Matthew, are you okay?" I was like, "What happened?" And then they sent me an email, but when they sent me the thing before I read it, then I had my friend Ethan. He was telling me, he was like, "Yo, Emmanuel just passed away." Everybody in the group chat, they were just like, "Oh, are you serious? No, you can't be joking about that."
At this point, did you have any idea what happened?
We had no idea what happened.
Wow.
And then they told me, and the friend that sent me the email at first, she's like, "Oh, if you ever need to talk, I'm here." She's someone I'm still close to. I still talk to. And I figured out through. Then I still couldn't believe it. I was still in shock that the email that they sent. So I went to because I still have I'm still able to use my freshman year email. So I looked at it, and it actually said one of our students has passed away, and that's why he didn't come to school today. And that was probably one of the worst moments I think ever happened to me, because I'd hear about so many people losing someone they love, and then actually having it happen to you was very hard to process. And for the most part, it was just for everybody. The group chat we had, it was no communication in the group. Nobody was texting. Everybody was just
Like in shock.
distancing themselves.
What
almost.
What do you do with something like that?
Yeah, it was almost like there was no motivation to still talk to anybody. And then the day, then we began texting again, obviously. And we had that was a couple of days before the funeral. And when we went to the funeral, it was all of us. It was terrible. Like, obviously, beautiful place, beautiful atmosphere, but it was just a terrible feeling being there.
Was that the first time you had seen all of your friends since Emmanuel died?
That was actually the first time all of us were actually
Yeah.
together since 8th grade, and that was 2 years later. The one time we actually
Wow.
meet up all together was because of him passing away. And that was just, it was great to see all my friends, obviously, but it was also terrible to see all of them, all the outgoing people that you always spend years with talking to, just all of them in a terrible mindset, all of them very sad,
Yeah.
crying, and it was very, obviously, a traumatic experience being there. It was beautiful to see all the things, the decorations, all the people that went out for him, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a bad feeling. And when I went up to see his body, I remember my friend Ethan, the one that originally told us all, he was Emmanuel's best friend, number one friend. They had a beautiful relationship. It was amazing. And then he was the one that was hurt the most. My dad was the one that took us. I'm pretty sure you took us up too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both of you, when they took us up, I could not hold back tears, and I was crying the whole time. Just looking at his body, I was just in shock. And then Ethan, I don't blame him for not crying, because he was just looking at it in shock and,
I remember that.
shaking. And my dad put his arms around us. And yeah, it's not obviously not a good moment to look back on, but it was the feeling I'm never going to forget, the feeling of looking at, seeing him in the casket, not the face we would see every day whenever we would see him.
Those things, they change you. You're never quite the same after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was a very healthy guy.
Very fit.
Yeah, just played the piano better than his instructors. He was a Beethoven.
He would play a lot of Beethoven.
Some of those, Mozart, I forget, but it was big, difficult, crazy. Yeah, that he would just do it oh my word, I was really impressed. And I think he was playing for 3 years.
No,
2 years.
A year or two.
I think it was 2 years. And then he has a brother that's just like him, plays. I think they started competing, and just amazing. So good.
I remember the song his brother played at the funeral was very. It
was big and difficult.
Moonlight Sonata.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that was the one.
Remember?
One of those. I don't know.
I think so.
But the one time I remember Emmanuel in freshman year, when I was at the school, I didn't like being in that class. Could you just make you sit in a room and just practice for an hour, 45 minutes? And I wouldn't do that, so I just walk around. Most of the time, I just walk around the school. And then I saw Emmanuel. I loved not bothering him, but just looking into the glass and making dumb faces. And then I went in one day to the room, and he was like, I cannot play this song. It was very, very difficult. Played the entire song great, but it was this one part that he could not do. And that was the part where he took a long time practicing. And the one time he actually did it, it was another day that I was just walking around. He was like, oh, come in, I'm going to show you the video, because I actually did it. And he played the song. I was like, that's crazy, because it was hundreds of notes probably. It was something I was very shocked at, and I was like, wow, this guy's crazy.
He was incredibly talented.
No offense to all my friends, but I always saw him as the person with probably the most potential to be.
Oh yeah, he was gonna go far. Yeah, he was
whatever he put his mind to. Very, very fit guy, very smart, very fast learner.
Yeah, very dedicated.
Dedicated to whatever he put his mind to.
You actually told me oh yeah, my friend plays piano very, very good, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was just another teenage style type of thing, just good enough. And when I heard it, I was like, oh, I actually felt bad, because I'm like, man, I did not believe what Matthew. I thought Matthew was just saying, "Oh, he was good, okay,"
Yeah,
but
he
this
was.
kid was just a prodigy, like really, really good.
Is his YouTube channel still up that
Mhm.
we could post the link on our
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the comments?
yeah, we could do that. Yes, it's public, but yeah, it's amazing. I remember when Matthew actually called me that when he found out he was crying. We were actually at your family's having supper, and then we a little later in the night we having a FaceTime with somebody we were gonna work for or with one of this lady that was in this business that we were gonna join, and we were on FaceTime with her, and then I get a text, and I look on my phone, and Matthew said, uh, um, basically the cost for it, and I was like, I couldn't stay on the FaceTime call. I had to walk away, and I just went outside and like look up to the sky and got a big howl, like just cry because I felt so many emotions: anger, sadness, guilt. I felt like, man, why wasn't I there? You know, I wasn't close to him. I wouldn't. That was basically impossible for me to be there, but to help us stop. But
I
I know,
guess we would basically say we don't know what took him. We don't know what was happening in his head that made him
Yeah.
make that choice to
yeah,
end his life. And what do you do with that? Like with all the questions, especially with you being so close to him.
Yeah, we were all very just obviously not confused because obviously there was had to be something, but it was more like self guilt, almost like, oh, it was our fault that we weren't there, that we weren't checking up on him, and that was the main feeling we all I'm pretty sure most of
yeah,
us had. It was just
Mm-hmm.
most of my friends had. It was just
yeah,
like, why weren't we there? Why didn't we ask him how he was? He said the day before, oh, I'll see you at school. He sounded fine.
hmm
And then, yeah, that was the main concern of everyone.
yeah. I can imagine because, like I said, I wasn't there. I only met him once. I was at your middle school graduation, right?
Graduation there.
Yeah, and I remember I took a picture of you and him and Ethan because I'm like, man, I saw so much.
The one of all three of us together.
Yeah,
Holding,
I
yeah.
saw so much beauty there, like three different culture basically. Two, 'cause you and Ethan are the same, and he was different. But
Yeah.
I was just like three handsome. I don't know. It's just so much potential, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful. That was the only time I met him, and I was like, oh, this kid looks solid. I'm glad this is Matthew's friend.
The reason I remembered him was because I just loved his hair. I thought he had the coolest
Yeah.
hair. Like how it was kind of an afro, I guess you call it, but
Yeah.
like completely rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, super cute guy.
Yeah. The tight coils that he had.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was handsome too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that was probably one of the worst moment of my life. I think because
Yeah.
I
that
think that's
was
one of the hardest things you can go through as a
Yeah.
teenager.
because you see people obviously wishing it's not yourself. You'd see people losing their moms, their dads, their cousins, uncles, friends, and you wouldn't assume it's gonna happen to you because everything seems fine.
Yeah.
Or people seem fine, but then one minute you can have something and the next you won't have it, and that's something I learned
Yeah.
not just from him but from looking back on past things. Learned that anything could just go away from you in a second.
Yeah.
And that can create a lot of anxiety, or it can create just a lot of gratefulness for what we have now. That's something that
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's hard for me to think about. Sometimes looking at the future, things can change in an instant, right?
Yeah.
And that's just always a challenge for me to like. This minute is really all we have with the people we love.
Yeah,
That's
and I
true.
remember going to church after that. I'm pretty sure I think it was you. You told most of the church what happened, and obviously it's great to have people looking out for you, saying I'm sorry, but just having to continuously think about it, it was hard for me. Just the day he passed, a lot of people that I knew from the school, they were texting me, "Oh, are you okay? I'm here if you need to talk."
Because
and
they knew you were friends with him.
they knew I was friends with him. But
Yeah.
I appreciated it all. But every time someone would text me, it'd just
Yeah.
be another reminder.
It's like,
what
no, I'm
happened.
not okay.
I'm not okay. But obviously,
But-
I'm not gonna say I'm not okay. 'Cause
Exactly. Yeah.
obviously, I want to have another large conversation with someone. Oh, why I'm not feeling
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
So to avoid, obviously, it wasn't nice to tell a lie, but by telling people you're okay in that moment, I felt that was what I wanted to do.
Well, you were
because,
okay
Yeah.
in the sense that you weren't dying,
Yeah, I wasn't.
at least not outwardly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kept checking with your mom instead of texting you too much, and yeah, I think you said that you were not. It was kind of hard for you to get, like, because I told it at church. That's what you were referring. I said it at church, and everybody started texting you to say, like,
mhm.
and you were. It felt like it was too much, but
Not too much, because I appreciate people. I appreciated
Yeah.
all the people. Like, I have a lot of love for all the people that texted me, but
right.
it was, yeah, like I said, just another reminder of what happened.
Mhm.
But
Which we can talk a little more later, but
mhm.
recently the conversation came up a little about that, about Emmanuel, and we were talking about the things of God, and you said that you felt like some sort of a hard feeling towards God for
You're
that.
kind of betrayed by God.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And I think that's normal.
I was obviously I'm not like fully committed to him yet, but I was on my way working there, and then I feel like I'm doing good while getting closer to him, and then out of nowhere just taking, yeah, obviously one of the people I love the most. I know it's hard for me to think, like, why would he, if he wants me to get closer to him, why would he do that to me? Like, why would someone I'm trying to love, I'm trying to have in my heart for the rest of my life, why would they take someone?
Yeah.
That's really hard.
Why would he do that? And it was more like it was kind of like a restart. Like, it's
Mhm.
kind of just restarted
Yeah.
the whole, like, I show, obviously not a disrespectful person.
Yeah.
Not disrespectful towards people, and I don't do bad, well, obviously we all do bad things, but like I don't do like terrible things.
Yeah.
And that makes people think like, oh, great kid, great, but no, I'm still working towards getting closer to him.
Well, God honors your journey, and I have seen you reaching for him and searching for him, and I know you're going to find him, because that's how God works. If someone has a desire in their heart for God, God doesn't just let them sit. So
Amen.
I know that one day you are going to have what you're seeking for. And just recently, as I've been in prayer for you, I have become very firmly convinced that you were created to lead others to him as well, and to be an example of something different than what maybe you're used to, what the folks around you are used to. And I think God's going to use you in powerful ways. So I have big dreams for you.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. Now abide faith, hope, and love. These three. The greatest of these is love.